All right. Um, okay, let me just post on WhatsApp group that I've started. All right. For next week, we'll be looking at a lot of fundamentals. Firstly, we'll start with on Monday. On Monday is on 20th of February. And the first news we'll be having, first high impact news will be the interest rate decision by People's Republic of China. And if that happens, it's going to be affecting the Japanese yen. Okay, so we have previous data at 6.65, and we hope that that interest rate is going to go up so that we'll be hopeful to buy the Japanese yen. Okay, looking at next week. Then I see a range or a little retracement in the dollar index as there will be the presidential day election. So if that happens, mostly when there's presidential day, public holiday, it usually strengthens the country's currency. So, but technically, we see a weakness in the dollar index, and instead of the market to keep selling, we might be seeing either a little retracement or a range in the dollar index. So possibly on Monday, I might want to stay out of the dollar index, sell. Okay, and we'll rather not want to buy it as well because I'm looking for a sell side to the dollar. Okay, the next, so throughout the day, there's actually no much impact news. The only news that looks as a few medium impact news on euro and Australian dollar. All right, so for the euro, we have consumers' confidence. That's around 3 o'clock Nigerian time. And they're forecasting an increase. Previous was -20, so if it moves to from -20 to -18, we might be seeing an increase in the dollar and euro pair. Okay, so that's like a buy for the euro. So, but if the opposite happens, we'll be looking to the sell side for the euro index. Then we also have the PMI for Australia coming up around 11 p.m. Nigerian time. And that's the previous was 50, the forecasted 49.9. Okay, for February. Now, if that happens, it means if the news actually comes out negative as predicted, it means Australia will be weak. So we have a best pair to actually pick on would be AUD JPY sell. All right, might also be looking at the AUD NZD sell. Technically, that's if NZD gains strength around same time. So beautiful enough, NZD news will be out even before the Australian news. All right, so it's still the same production PPI this time around, producers price index. All right, so if that happens, they're predicting NZD to go up. Previous was 0.8, they're predicting 2.4, and both for input and output, they're predicting an increase. So if that happens, NZD will be strong. So a good pair to trade by Monday night or on Tuesday morning to join. We'll be looking firstly at the AUD NZD sell. All right, I'm already looking at AUD NZD sell right now. All right, so these H4 charts, and the market has been ranging for some weeks now around the 10.5 zone. So I just want a retest of that level 1.105. If that happens, the market is currently at 1.1, which is a O number. So technically, I want to say sell to the downside if the Australian dollar loses strength from its PMI and the PPI for NZD goes up. So my first take profits should be around 1.09. All right, somebody's asking the link for this call. It's on Telegram. Telegram. Just join. All right, so the call is actually being recorded, so there's no need for alarm. There's no cause for alarm. Okay, so let's continue. So we'll be looking at AUD cell, like I previously said. So that is my first outlook for Monday. I'm not just going to jump in. Okay. So my first tip is 1.09. There's nothing stopping the market dropping to 1.08, which is my second tip profit. All right, then we're looking at Tuesday. What we have on board on Tuesday, we have the AUD, meeting minutes, or it's more like a report by their central bank. So if that happens, we're looking at, depending on what happens, that's early on Tuesday morning, we'll be reading the reports, and whatever the report says, whether it's hawkish or dovish, that depends on what the report will say, and we'll be looking to, if it's dovish, we'll continue selling our AUD NZD to gain it and take profit and be patient for the whole week. Okay, and AUD JPY. So those are my first two pairs looking at Monday, Tuesday, based on possible fundamental outcomes. Then on Tuesday, I'll be looking at we have a few medium impact news in the morning on Euro. So we have the PMI coming out as well for the Eurozone. Now they're forecasting 49.1, and they're forecasting a drop to 49. But the second forecast is actually 50.5. They're forecasting an increase. So depending on the outcome, and I usually say that PMI is actually very easy to predict. If it's above 50, it's good for the currency. It's below 50, it's bad for the currency. So if it actually increases, it means Euro is strong, and it reduces, it means Euro is weak. So two options. We're already looking at the dollar index weakening. So we have two options. If the PMI goes up, we continue buying for Euro. Okay, in short, there's even another PMI news by 8:30. Right, this time around, they predict the same thing. They're predicting a fall and a rise for the global S&P, global PMI, composite PMI, and also for manufacturing PMI. But I think manufacturing PMIs actually have more impact on the news. Okay, so we have the prediction from 47.3 to 47.8. If it's an increase, the best pair to look for on Tuesday morning will now be Euro USD buy. Right, Euro USD buy, and luckily as well, we'll be having PMI for dollar around 245. Yes, 245 as well. So if dollar, they're predicting a drop as well. So if that comes out negative, it means Euro USD will buy. Right, but the other way around, we remember that the JPY is already, if JPY comes out positive, let's say on Monday, the People's Republic of China has increased their interest rates. We'll now be seeing, and Euro comes out negative, the PMI for Euro comes out negative, and at that junction, we'll be looking at Euro JPY sell. All right, it's been ranging. It ranged mostly for part of last week. Yeah, ranged for the past 3 days, and if that comes out negative, based on my technicals, I want to sell 61% retracement or where the market is right now. The market is around 143.5, which is actually a mid number for me. So I want to sell back to 141, 61% retracement of this last impulsive leg. Okay, 61% retracement is 141.0. So that is why I want to sell to, but we will have to allow fundamentals to confirm that move down. Otherwise, we might be seeing EUR/JPY to keep buying or ranging. Then if the PMI for dollars actually comes out negative as well, we'll be seeing the USD/JPY doing its own retracement. All right, I think I have an ABCD pattern here, and I'm also anticipating a 61% retracement of the 80 leg. So I want to see the USD/JPY dropping to 131.0 as well. 131.0. Okay, that's if on Tuesday the dollar PMI comes out negative, and the JPY, or should I say, whatever happens in China actually affects the Japanese yen, because still they're all in the Asian market. So if the interest rate for the China yen increases, it means USD/JPY, it's invariably going to sell. Okay, so those are what we have on Tuesday. That is what we have on Tuesday. Let's see if I can load more news out. More news. Okay, so for Tuesday, seeing what we have for Tuesday. So what we're watching out for is the Euro PMI and dollar PMI as well. Though we have the CAD. This time around is CPI, Consumer Price Index for the CAD. Okay, they are predicting a rise. So if that comes up positive, the CAD will be strong, and we'll also be seeing a sell in the USD CAD if that comes up positive. So if you're seeing a positive outcome for the Canadian dollar for their own Consumer Price Index, USD CAD becomes a very good buy on the chart too. So we'll be looking for that confirmation as well. Okay, so this is it broke our upward channel on H4, and then we'll be expecting a retracement sort of if the CAD gains strength. Market got to kill level 1.350. Okay, on Friday there, the return already started. I'll be expecting a range on Monday, but on Tuesday, a range back to possibly around 135 again, and before we see a continuation to the downside. So I want to see sell down to 1.33, but my first take profit will be to 1.34, then second take profit 1.33, depending on the news outcome. Then yeah, then we have okay, that's Tuesday. Okay, so then on Wednesday, on Wednesday we have firstly we have the first impact we have is on NZD, the interest rate decision. So that's a little dicey because we're looking at NZD increasing their interest rates. Although the last report I read, they said they are considering not increasing the interest rate. All right, based on the cyclone happening in the country. But if they happen to increase the interest rate, what that means is we'll be looking at NZD USD buy. Right, that's the most probable buy. But if they do not increase that interest rate, that is around 1 a.m. on Wednesday. So most of our trading will be during the Asia section this week. That requires a lot of sacrifice. So for us to trade USD NZD, possible buy, that's if the interest rate comes out positive, we'll be looking at buying NZD USD. All right, the reversal already happened. So once we retest back to this zone, maybe on Monday, Tuesday, then yeah, we want to now see a very good buy up. All right, so once the retest happens, I want to see a buy up back to 0.64 level. I want to see a retest up to that zone. Okay. I want to see it buy back up to 61.8 retracement level, which is around 0.640. That's my outlook for NZD-USD. But if the news comes out negative for the NZD, I might want to stay out. Remember, I always say fundamental analysis is all about economic indicator divergence. So if it comes out negative and the Japanese yen is already strong, I'd rather sell NZD JPY. So that becomes my next. If the news comes out negative, I'll switch to trade the NZD JPY sell instead. I'm already selling. I closed some profit on Friday, and possibly I want to join the sell again. All right. So it's very important to plan out your week, so you know what you're doing. That way you don't get to trade anyhow or over trade or take any stupid risk. Okay. Then so that's for Wednesday on board. First news is NZD, and we have there'll also be press conference immediately after that. They're also reducing their credit card spending, and they're forecasting a fall actually from 12.6 to 8.6. So, but another impact news will be the consumer's price, harmonized index for consumer's price. That's around 7 a.m. Okay, it's 9.2, 9.2. So if it comes out as predicted, if euro is already weak on Tuesday, it means euro will continue to be weak. So let's see what happens for that. And okay, they still have some business climate predictions coming up later in the day around 9 a.m. And then okay, so there is not much news, but around in the evening, around 19:00, which is grossly 9 a.m., 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Nigerian time, there'll be an FOX anytime. So that news actually moves the market a lot. So if we were to be selling the dollar as at that time, so take note that on Wednesday evening, you have to exit your sell or trail your positions, or if you are buying gold, all right, we'll be looking to buy gold this week. But if you're buying gold as at Wednesday evening, write it down. I have to close all my sell positions on the dollar because this news can come and crash either the dollar or make it to fly to the heavens. So if you're already in profits, if you want to enjoy, possibly if they're going to stand dovish, you can trail or break even your position. But if that's not the case, the best thing to do is close and go and rest and wait for the news outcome or the speech, and now know what you'll be doing on Thursday. So after that, I think that will wrap up the day for Wednesday. Then on Thursday, the first high impact news is also on the dollar. So no more news. There will be around 9:30 in the morning. The Bank of England money speech. There'll be a speech, so listen to the speech. We also have a few harmonized consumer price index coming out to around 10 a.m. Nigerian time. No much. 5.5 previous are forecasting 5.2%. So we'll see the outcome of those medium impact news. But one high impact news is coming out on Thursday, which is the gross domestic product, the GDP for the United States, fourth quarter of last year. All right, the prediction is actually 2.9, the forecasting 2.9. So depending if dollar is already weak and it comes out as predicted, the strength, there will be no impact and the dollar will continue to sell. Okay. And yeah, not much news again till around 11:30 p.m. Nigerian time. National Consumer Price Index for the Japanese yen. So if I've been buying the Japanese yen as at that time and I'm in huge profit, maybe I'll close for that week and see what the outcome of the news will be. It's going to increase or decrease or neutral, right? And last but not the least, it's going to be on Friday. There's not much high impact news on Friday. Friday we just have mostly medium impact news. In the morning, 7 a.m. for Euro, we have consumers confidence survey, gross domestic products. Okay, no much forecast here. They're still predicting how it came out to how it to be as well. The previous almost the same thing now, the forecast. Then although GDP will come out 12 midnight, consumers confidence. So they're forecasting a drop. If that happens, our GDP JPY will continue to sell. Okay, then later in the day we have the US core personal consumption expenditure price index. They're forecasting a rise. So if the dollar is selling throughout Monday to Thursday, it means on Friday there's sure going to be a retracement. So you just have to be careful, take note of all we'll be having on board this week. Okay, that is my outlooks for the week. Okay, so any question, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Ikechukwu, do you have any questions for us? Any question?
No.
Okay, so we'll end the call for now, and we wish ourselves a successful trading week, and ensure to relax and more like go out there, have fun, clear your head, possibly do some study. I actually sent a link on how to, I did a little video on the group on how to study CME, get a little understanding of the CME groups, especially for those of us trading commodities like gold. All right, you need CME group a lot to actually determine the outcome of most of your directions for the week. All right.
Okay.
Some of us are actually just coming into the